causing some drama, you know. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. I'm not doing well. I'll be honest with you guys. Today work tore my singlet. It's a miracle that I'm smiling right now, but in all things we give God thanks. So yeah, I hope everyone had a lovely Tuesday. As you guys know, another day, another Love Island review. So as I usually end up, there's a long one as well, because I don't know if I've laughed as much as I've laughed today. Yesterday was funny, but today was even funnier. So yeah, a lot for us to unpick and unpack, as I always say. So as I usually and I always say, I just said that twice. Number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and therefore join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at, sorry, I thought my camera was flashing, at Sarah Destiny X. Guys, if you don't follow me, definitely give your sis a follow. You know, girls, I'm trying to be consistent this year, okay? You support me in the world. And number three, as always, please to get cozy and comfy with a hot Ribena, some tea, some hot chocolate, whatever you like, and some snacks. And let us get into this review. So let us start off with the aftermath of yesterday's speech. You guys already know how I felt about that speech. If you don't know, please go and check out yesterday's review. Guys, I was cringing so hard at that speech yesterday. Like, it was hard to see and also hear, okay? Because like I said, when Tanya started walking up, I said, please, oh God, I was literally holding my, don't do it. Please do not give a speech. But of course, you know that she did. Of course, Tanya and Shaq started off the episode saying how much they love each other. And speaking about the speech, Shaq, of course, saying he was really happy with it. I'll be honest with you guys, the way love has been chucked around this entire season, I don't know, it's like the air that we're breathing, way too common. I don't know. But of course, Tanya said that she's surprised that it took someone else coming for her to realize that Shaq and her were the real deal. Questionable again. Okay, like I have been saying, I do feel like if Tanya read the room in Casa more, she would have known that Martin wasn't as interested in her and she would have come back single. I mean, yeah, everyone could have seen that Martin was not as interested in her in Castle Moore as she believes. Of course, Martin at the same time was speaking to Olivia and Maxwell, who need to go home soon. You guys know I'm not here for them. But he was saying that he feels like he had a gut feeling, and he was like, I feel like causing some drama. God. Guys, Martin will not finish me. He said, I feel like causing some drama, you know. God. Let me stop, but I was actually screaming. What was so interesting though was he said it to Olivia and Maxwell, right? And Olivia was like, oh, really? And I'm thinking, if Tanya is really your good sis, why on earth would you not just shut that down? Anyway, we know that Martin, of course, ended up causing some drama. And he basically went to interrupt the kiss with Tanya and Shaq. Tanya and Shaq were going in, guys. I mean, definitely making up for lost time, but they were going in with those kisses. And Martin just comes. He doesn't even care. He did not care. He just said, Tanya, can I talk to you? I was thinking, God, what is this guy about to do? So, of course, they ended up speaking, and he was like, you know, you never told me you're a liar. You make me feel like an idiot. I just feel like you're insincere. I just feel like you're a liar. You're this, you're that. And Tanya, for me, guys, let me know if you agree or you disagree. Tanya was definitely gaslighting the entire situation. Like, I'm not a liar. I'm not this. I'm not that. But you need to also understand that lying is not just in your speech. I'm getting deep here, okay? Lying is also in your actions. I'll be honest with you. And it's either number one, the producers cut out certain scenes that stopped us from seeing how Tanya and Martin were, or number two, they genuinely just were not crossing paths at all in the middle. Because since Martin has been back from Casa Amor, it has been so awkward. Like I said, you can cut the tension with a knife. But of course, Martin said, you know, I'm not someone who likes to cause drama. You just told them that you wanted to cause drama, but okay. And of course, ended up going to Olivia and Maxwell saying that, yeah, I told her that she's a liar, I told her that she's a liar. Tanya, of course, getting very irritated, saying, don't call me a liar. No, Martin, you know how girls are, by the way. Martin, don't do that. That Martin, no. Martin, do not call me a liar. You need to act your age. That line for me didn't really give per se, because Tanya has not been acting her age. I don't know how average 23-year-olds act. My cousins act fine and they're 23. But that line was very interesting. Tanya, of course, then started saying, you know, she didn't have the opportunity to tell him about the kiss. I didn't get that line. If you get that line, let me know. I didn't get that line because there was every opportunity to speak about the kiss. She decided not to. On top of that, you comfortably told Jessie about the kiss the following day. It literally took you 5 seconds to gist her. So why couldn't you just go and tell Martin about it? So for me, it was definitely giving gaslighting. I do feel like, although Martin was very happy to be in the villa, you remember when Maya asked him, you know, how you feeling, just said, oh yeah, I'm happy to be here. Martin was definitely happy to be in the villa. Do I think, sorry, that Martin liked Tanya as much as he's making out to seem? Not at all. But do I feel like Tanya handled the situation wrongly? Yeah, 110%. If you agree or disagree, please do let me know. But she had many opportunities to tell Martin and she decided not to until she gave grand speech to the entire villa and to the public because we were all watching at home. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that, okay? Just own your truth and let it go. But we're going to get into them later because we know that they also end up having a conversation the following day. Now, we can go back to Tanya and Shaq. Shaq was saying that, you know, he was ready to go home. You know, it wasn't until she gave the speech, like the speech made him feel like, Do I feel like Shaq was going to go home? Potentially not. I don't feel like Shaq would have gone home. I do feel like a recoupling is going to come soon in which the girls will have to choose, and of course Martin will of course be booted and then bombshells are going to come in. I mean, that just makes the most logical sense right now. But yeah, Martin saying he was going to go home. I mean, not Martin, sorry, Shaq. He ain't giving what you think is given, honey. Let's move on to Martin and Shaq talking. Of course, Martin told him that he just honestly wants to let him know how he's feeling, and I just feel like I was being lied to, and he feels like he was brought in as a test. 110%. Was it even a test? I don't really know, because Tanya should have read the room. Martin was never as interested in her as she thought he was. But yeah, 110%. Martin was literally dragged as a scapegoat. Tanya, sorry, it's too many names. Tanya should have saved him the embarrassment and just allowed him to go back to Dublin, because she definitely wasted Martin's time. But at the same time, like I said, Martin with this whole victim card, oh, but I liked you, but I this, or that. You're just happy you secured your gold ticket into the villa. Let's keep it 100 and let's keep it a buck. But as always, like I like to say, guys, please let me know if you agree or you disagree in the comments. I like to know what you also think. Let's briefly move on to Tom, Sammy, Casey and Claudia. They were talking on the terrace about the entire situation. All I could say was, I know that is not Claudia talking. Side note, Sammy cried at Tanya's speech yesterday. I don't understand why. But all I could say was, I know that's not Claudia talking, because why is... You guys already know how I feel about Claudia. I feel like we're going to get into it later on anyway, but that mic, I just need it muted. I don't really get good vibes from Claudia per se. She gives me Karen vibes right now. That's all I get from her, okay? But of course, we're going to get into them later, because she was essentially just saying, oh, I believe if she was Shaq and Tanya done that, I wouldn't have taken them back, or so and so. And I think Casey, he's looking up like, okay, we've only known each other for like 2-3 days, so I'm going to need you to relax a bit. But we're going to get into that shortly anyway. Let's move on to the night time. Nothing to flag up other than the fact that Tanya and Shaq decided to sleep outside together. Shaq is happy, guys, and I like Shaq, so kudos. Would I buy my ticket and board the Shania train? Maybe. Right now, I just don't know. So of course, let's move on to the following morning. The girls chat and also the boys. Not much to flag up other than the fact that Jessie, you know, wow. Jessie said being away from Will made her love him even more, but she hasn't forgotten what's happened. Like I said yesterday, wrap that storyline up. I don't care for that storyline to resurface. The second you and Will exchanged I love yous and he said that you were sorry and you said that you had forgiven him, that storyline ended. Please don't try and bring it up again. But we know she tries to at the end of the episode again. But like I said, I don't bring it back up. You've forgiven him and that's it. No. Okay, sis, no. Olivia was saying that she feels like her feelings with Maxwell are growing. But I know I rolled my eyes. You guys know how I feel about Olivia. I don't need to butter the bread anymore. Olivia did give Tanya... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. God! But Olivia did give Tanya good advice, saying that she should 100% go and apologize. Tanya as well was not serious. She was just like, oh, I feel like apologize. It's not I feel. You need to apologize. Do you know what I mean? So Olivia did give her good advice to let her know that she should go and speak to Martin. And for the boys, the only thing I want to flag up is the fact that Maxwell said he's really enjoying his time with Olivia. But it is early days, and if he's not saying basically like if someone came into the villa, he wouldn't like close things or completely. So essentially just laying down the foundation that, yeah, I do like Olivia, but if someone else comes in, what? These eyes might just drift. So Maxwell slightly putting it in there, but I don't know if I care for Maxwell and Olivia. They can both go home. Yeah, wouldn't mind. And it's a shame because we haven't even really gotten to know Maxwell well, but because he's with Olivia, just because of that association, don't unpack. Let's move on to Martin and Tanya speaking. So of course she said she wanted to apologize for not telling him about the kiss, and she said that she was wrong yesterday and, you know, I slept on it and I just really want to say sorry. Martin Martin is such a Nigerian, guys. Not all Nigerians are like this, but some Nigerians, their pride is literally on 100. And Martin was like, I accept your apology, but like literally just letting her know, talk all you like, but what he done was wrong. He also said that he feels like he's expressed how he feels, so it is what it is. And they agreed that there will be civil in the villa. Tension was 100% high, I'm not surprised, but they needed to have that conversation because that speech wasn't just a speech for Shaq. That speech was a disgrace. Okay? That speech was also a disgrace to Martin as well. So let's move on to Casey and Tom. Sorry guys, I keep looking at my viewfinder because my camera keeps flashing, but I'm not sure why, because the camera is definitely charged. Anywho, let's move on to Casey and Tom having a conversation. Casey said that he's really happy but on the terrace when Claudia said, you know, if it had been me, it would have been over. And he was thinking, what do you mean? And I've already said this to you guys as well. You need to remember that Claudia and Casey were together for 48 hours. Okay, 48 hours before Castle or more. So her coming back and them acting like, oh, they're strong, and it's just a bit, it's not really given. I don't know why Claudia just seems to be so infatuated with Casey, even though he's a cute guy. You guys already know this. I do think Casey's cute, but with that whole Sin City situ, it made me question him a lot. But I do hear it. You know, it's actually been 3 days, and he said that of course he was going to go and speak to Claudia. So he went to speak to Claudia, and then he was like, yeah, you know, I am in a good place with you, but you know, just letting you know, like, you know, it's too early for us to be exclusive. Casey essentially said, don't put all your eggs in my basket. Okay, that's literally what Casey said. He's essentially saying, listen, we're not in a relationship, I know you like me and things are good, but you know, if someone comes in, you know, you can get to know them, I'll get to know them as well. Like Casey was essentially saying, what, don't glue me down because me and you are not what you think we are. Claudia of course didn't look happy, but I had to laugh because Casey basically said, it's not a forever thing, yeah, relax. Definitely relax. We can briefly move on to Will and Jessie. Not really much I want to discuss here other than the fact that Will asked if their relationship will work on the outside, and he said that he's so ready for a relationship with her. I do feel like Will, sorry guys, my leg. But I do feel like Will is going to ask Jessie to be his girlfriend. And like I said, Will and Jessie are 100% making it to the finals. It's not rocket science. Of course, they ended up getting a text that it was time for the couples challenge on how much they know each other. And prior to the challenge, which was hilarious, they all decided to quiz each other. I don't really have much to say other than the fact that Martin is actually hilarious, guys. It's actually just laughable at this point. But Tanya was like, you know, what's your biggest ick? And he was like, liars. And we all know that is from the night before. So he's still holding that grudge. I don't blame him, guys. The disgrace was too much. So we can briefly get into the challenge. I'll flag up a few of the questions that they asked and a few of the answers that were, I guess, a bit, you know, oof. But not all of the questions or the answers from everyone, because not all of them mattered. Of course, Shaq was the host because he isn't in a couple. First question was, what was your girl's middle name? Claudia doesn't have one. Guys, do you have a middle name? I'm Nigerian, by the way. I wish I can. Shall I tell you guys how many names that I have? Shall I tell you how many names I have? I have 18 middle names. I know, gasp. Defo, I am Yoruba and there's a reason behind it. But yeah, guys, Claudia does not have a middle name. I find that so strange. Middle and last. I mean, first and last. So if you have a middle name, please let me know down below. How many do you have? I don't know. But yeah, very sus. Of course, next question was biggest turn on. Olivia and Maxwell both said neck kisses. Olivia was like, oh, he listens. I don't know if she was trying to throw shade at Kai, but I actually don't care. So I'm not even going to bring that up. We can move on to which islander is the least genuine, and Kai and Sanam voted for Olivia. The girls mainly voted for Kai as well. I don't know why. I feel like the girls really want to be in Olivia's good books, and I don't understand why they care for her so much. Martin got so many votes, and I didn't understand that, guys. Don't get me wrong, I know Martin is very somehow, but they barely know him. So all of them saying, oh, it's not because I think you're the least genuine, it's because I know you the least. It's not given still, like, oh. It was given bullying small, okay? It was definitely given bullying because that wasn't the lowest votes. I mean, the most votes that Martin received for one of the questions as well. Of course, fave, position. Tanya said she forgot. I feel like Tanya was just saying that to cover her back because her and Martin 100% spoke about it just before the challenge started. So I think she just done that because she doesn't want to rattle Shaq's head anymore. Which couple are the most compatible? Majority of them voted for Will and Jessie. The girls did, the guys didn't, but we're going to get into that shortly because Jessie tries to bring that up as another situ with Will as well. I don't know, it's given she's looking for issues, but I'm going to get into that shortly anyway. Who they trust the least? They ended up voting Martin as the most votes again. I didn't like that. Ron was weird because Ron was like, oh bro, I love you to bits, but And Martin was like, love you to bits. If you love me to bits, you're not going to vote me as the least trustworthy or the least genuine in the villa. Be for real, okay? Definitely be for real. But I think just because none of the islanders, and it's something that I don't like when we have OGs and then we have new people, is they don't necessarily always give new people the chance, and they just want to make sure that their friendship with the OGs is solid. There was no reason why anyone else who was there as an OG couldn't vote for someone else that didn't come from Casa. There was no reason, okay? Definitely no reason. And then the last question was, who would they couple up with if they weren't in their couple? Claudia for Casey said Lana. No, not Lana. What am I saying? Casey said, sorry guys, there was so much. Casey, I don't know. Okay, essentially, because I'm even confused at my notes, Casey voted for Lana and Claudia was just a bit about that. Of course, Tom, Claudia, Sammy matched that as well. So Sammy also voted that if Tom wasn't in a couple with her, he would have gone with Claudia. I'm so sorry about that whole Casey one. I'm getting confused, but I do know the main factor of that was the fact that he chose Lana, and I think Claudia chose somebody else, and she was just a bit confused because you guys would have known that when Casey first entered the villa, Lana was 100% one of his top 2. But we're going to get into that later as well. And Jessie voted for Layla for Will. I hate people that don't understand rules of games. Is Layla in the villa? And you know how people are when they throw shade, like they're like, ooh, burn, shade. It wasn't given. Understand the rules of the game and play it accordingly. Okay? Okay. But overall, the winners of the game for the couples that know each other the most were Tom and Sammy. Now let's move on to the night time. Martin was telling Maxwell that he barely talks to everyone, so he doesn't know why he was voted the least genuine. I agree as well. I mean, I'm still unpacking. Okay? I've barely been here. I don't know why you guys are voting me as the least genuine, but okay. We can move on to Thomas, Sammy, Olivia, and Maxwell giving Amebo conversations. If you're not Yoruba, Amebo basically means nosy Parker, someone who can't focus on their focus, because I don't understand why you guys are coming together to speak about other couples. I mean, how are you guys doing? Let's start there. Side note, Sammy looked amazing, and unfortunately, I have to be honest, burns me to say, but Olivia did look nice. There, I said it. Olivia did look really nice. So let's move on to Olivia. She was saying that she feels like Kai's saying that Kai is essentially the same script that he gave her, he's given to Sanam as well, like literally script to script, and she doesn't understand how he moved on so quickly. I don't understand how you moved on so quickly. I don't understand why people don't read Olivia when she speaks her nonsense. That's why I couldn't be in this villa. I couldn't be in this villa, because if you tell me left, I'm going to tell you right. I'm not siding with you. You cannot tell me, oh, Kai coupled up. You came back with another guy. And I don't understand how and I think that's initially why in the beginning of the episode, Maxwell was like, oh, if another girl comes in, he's not going to close himself off. Because I'm not about to glue myself to someone like you. It's either Maxwell was deep in it and he's not saying anything because he wants to stay in the villa, or he's literally waiting for his next opportunity to jap her quickly. But yeah, like I said, it's just a bit, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Kai does not care about you, Olivia. Please keep his name out of your mouth. God bless you. I will move on briefly to Tanya, only because she looked amazing. She was wearing, I won't even say double denim, it was triple. She was wearing a denim coat, denim top, and denim trousers. Sis ate and left no crumbs. And lastly, they were speaking about, this is the 4 Amebos, by the way. They were speaking about Claudia and Casey with the whole Lana being her type his type. I don't think it's that deep. I feel like Claudia is doing a lot anyway, but I feel like everyone else in the video is just kind of deep in. Maybe Casey is trying to branch out. But is Lana leaving Ron? I don't think she is. Let's move on to Will and Jessie. They were having a conversation. Of course, Jessie wanted to bring up the facts that, no, Will initially was like, oh, aren't you so happy that, you know, we were voted as the most compatible? And she was like, yeah, that's even what I wanted to bring up as well, because the girls said that we're most compatible, but the boys didn't. And before Casa, the boys did say that we were, so blah, blah, blah. Once again, it's given another resurfaced storyline. I feel like, and I tweeted this as well, beat me if you want, don't care. I did tweet that you shouldn't care. If you're happy, you're happy. If people see that you're happy, or people don't see that you're happy, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't care. If you know that you're genuine, it should be fine. So the fact it was triggering her a bit, it didn't really give for me, okay? You guys already know. I do feel like Jessie is sweet, I'm not gonna lie, but Very strategic. And the music it was given as well, definitely given rom-com back in the background. I didn't understand that one, but I will commend Will as well. Will 100% reassured Jessie, and that is what a man should do, okay? And a female as well. If you're ever in that predicament, you should definitely reassure your partner, and I did love the fact that he did reassure her very well. Last but not least, let's move on to the guys and the girls. They were speaking about the challenge with the whole Lana situ. Maxwell is maybe him and Olivia's suit, because they were all talking about the challenge, and then Max was just like to Casey, oh yeah, what about you, the whole like Lana situation? I remember, close it. Okay, definitely close it. But Casey was essentially just saying like, yeah, he definitely did like Lana, if she wasn't completely closed off or something like that, that he will also get to know her as well. And I'm not surprised, to be honest. I feel like if Claudia's not careful, she's going to give Casey the ick, and Casey's just going to push her away. Like, she needs to play it cool. We're still getting to know one another. Don't close yourself off for. I'm not married, you're not married, we don't have kids, we don't have a mortgage. Do not close yourself off just because you're with me. Claudia was, of course, talking to the girls as well, saying that she finds it a bit weird. But Lana was there too, and she was saying like there literally isn't a thing there. And I honestly don't feel like anyone should blow it out of proportion, like everything's fine. I think Claudia, if anything, is just feeling a bit triggered, other than the fact that, of course, Lana is Casey's type as well. And she maybe just feels like there is unfinished business. But we're too far in my opinion, we're too far in for Lana and Ron to decide they want to split up, and we're too far in for Casey to decide to end what he has with Claudia to go after Lana, knowing full well he's not going to succeed. So that storyline, I hope that is wrapped up by today and it doesn't resurface tomorrow. Of course, guys, we got a little glimpse, okay, of tomorrow night, and in that tomorrow night is what? Movie night. And guys, I'm awake, okay? I have a feeling movie night is going to deliver, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Movie night is going to be interesting, and even though some of the couples have made up, I think what they are really going to display, I don't know, I'm getting so deep, but I think that what they are really going to display are the couples and their conversations. Like, it all boils down to the convos. You've already confessed about your actions. We know about the kisses, you know about the terrace, you know about the leg rubs, we know about all of that, but let's get into the nitty gritty. It should be good. It should be good. Get your popcorn ready. I have my hot Ribena ready. Let's definitely do this. But yeah, guys, that was today's episode. Overall, I do think it was actually quite a good episode. Very enjoyable. I think tomorrow is going to be absolutely amazing now that movie night is here. But I'd love to know what you guys did actually think of that episode down below in the comments. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. And be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. But other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Please do take care. Stay blessed. Thank you for your love and your support, guys. I absolutely appreciate it so much. But yeah, thank you guys, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.